Once upon a time, it was my friend's birthday, and she decided that she wanted to go to, it was not a forest, but the closest thing that we have to a forest in this vicinity, out in the wilderness, in the mountains somewhere. There's a lot of trees, and it just feels like a little forest. And it took us quite some time to get there. Just recalling the story makes my tummy feel funny. It feels funny. Ugh, I don't know why every time I think about like these activities, it always makes me a little nervous, because I think it's because of the loss of control. I think it's that. Or I don't know, because it was not a terrible experience, but it was a very intense one. And okay, let me just continue. So it's me, my friend, and her brother, and it's a whole ordeal getting there. Like, we kind of get lost, and then like we find our way, and then like we go get gas, and then the initial plan was just to roll up to this motherfucking place, celebrate her birthday away from civilization, immersed in nature and each other's company. And so we stop at the gas station, and it comes up, the topic, hey, would you be down to try this magical medicine? It's a magical medicine. Would you like some? Like, kind of like Alice in Wonderland when she takes the little treat that makes her big and small, right? I was like, I was a little scared, because I was like, I'm not unfamiliar with it. Not like, I mean, I'm not familiar with that. I'm just like, I know what it entails. I've never tried that. And I was like, I don't know. But then I'm like, I'm already here. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, yes. And they tell me how much to eat. It's like a little handful. It tasted nasty. It was very bitter. And they were like, okay, it's gonna take a while for it to hit, because you need to digest it. And I'm like, okay, but I'm like, what's done is done. And we continue, we drive, and everything's chill, everything's fine. I feel normal. As soon as we turn into the motherfucking road that leads into this forest environment, it hits. We're playing music, it's really loud, and all of a sudden I feel like the music is like not just in my ears, it's in my head. The music feels like it's intertwining with my motherfucking atoms, with my molecules, with my cells, with every inch of me. It's entwined, and my tummy feels like it's been hollowed out. And suddenly I just feel like I've been released from some sort of prison, some flesh prison, and everything just feels like it's in its right place. And I'm like, whoa, because the music sounds so pretty. And I remember exactly what song it was. Not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because that's not the point. the song sounded so pretty. It was beautiful. And it's funny because the song is actually a very sad song. It's about heartbreak. It's about heartbreak and about, I guess you could say, letting go, but not really, like not wanting to let go. It's about remembering the time spent with that person and how that's no longer the case. So, you know, the heartbreak. And we roll up, we find a spot, and I'm feeling really fucking weird. Also, I'd been holding my pee for the longest time, and so as soon as we get out, I'm like, I need a fucking piss so bad. There's no bathrooms. I hurry out of the car. I run to like some bush because I need to pee, and usually I care about these things. At this point, I didn't. I find a bush, and my friend also has to pee, so we're running together, and we find a place, and I literally only have time to pull my pants down, and then I just start peeing. And this was like the best piss I've ever had in my entire life. It felt so good. It felt like I was releasing eons and lifetimes of piss. And like, my cooch was all out. No shame, it was all out. I'm like, I need to pee. I don't give a fuck. And like, my friend was laughing. Thankfully, I did not pee on my pants or like on my feet. Like, it was just a great pee. And you know, then we continued with our time there in this forest. And by this time, weed was already legal, so, you know, we pulled out the weed and we were there chilling, and then I remember I was sitting on the floor, surrounded by trees, and the earth felt very soft. And when I looked down at the ground, it just looked like the whole ground was covered in these geometric shapes that looked like eyes. And they were all looking at me. And the ground, the air, the trees, everything was breathing, but also kind of like pulsating. So it was like flowing and breathing, and it was like, whoa. And I felt so at peace. And I remember like I was digging around in the dirt, just like touching the earth with my hands and looking at the rocks and feeling really mesmerized by them. And then at some point, I close my eyes, and the sun is peering in between two trees. So it's like a little spot had opened up for the sun to hit my face, and I close my eyes, and I'm like soaking in the sun. And up until this point, I'd been very anti-religious because I felt like religion was fake, like not what it means, but what people have turned it into, that people just use it for control and power, not for what it was really meant to do, unless it was really meant to assert control and power, which in that case, that's what it did. But if you really want to think about the concept of a deity or a god, at that point, up until that point, I was not connected to anything like that. It felt very outside of me. But sitting down, letting the sun touch my face, and then like gently opening my eyes and looking at the sun, I felt that there was something bigger, something stronger, and infinitely more powerful than anything I'd ever known or seen or felt. And it made me feel very warm and cozy and fuzzy, and I felt safe, I felt good, I felt at peace. It felt like what I'd been looking for my entire life was that feeling. And I smiled, and I just knew that everything was in its perfect place. And that's where I'll stop with that, because then some stuff went down and it spiraled me into a panic attack. But I'm not gonna go into detail with that because there's no point. I mean, there is, but there isn't. And it's just when you get in your fucking head, things just start popping off, because instead of listening to you, you start listening to this, and this gets in the motherfucking way, right? And then that's when you spiral into overthinking and anxieties and doubts and fears. And did the bops pull up? Yes, they pulled up because we decided to start a fire and we weren't supposed to. And then they were like, you guys aren't supposed to be starting fires. And he's like, can't you read the signs? And we're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you're right. Let me put it out. I was about to pee my pants because I'm like, oh my God, he's going to figure out what we're doing up here. No, but also I was not the one that talked to him. So there you go. But there was a lot of lessons during that time. And I ended the day crying. I remember it was Rex Orange County Pluto projector. When it gets to that orchestral part, the climax of the song, just the tears started to come out, and I'm like, oh my fucking God. So this is the human experience. This is what it feels like to feel, to surrender to your emotions, to be open and flowing to what you feel. The whole spectrum. The love, the peace, the fear, the anxieties, the sadness. But above all that, the thing that connects all of those emotions is this love. And love is the force that we call God. And given where we're at right now, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, love isn't gonna work. Like, peace and love isn't gonna get things done because you need to fight fire with fire. You know, but since when has it ever made sense that the way to bring peace is with violence? When has that worked? Please tell me when. Because all we're doing is perpetuating the cycle of violence and destruction. And it's okay, you know, we need that. We need it. It's a cleansing, it's a purging. I get it. It's fucking terrible and it sucks. And, you know, we're supposed to learn from it, not repeat it. And when you don't learn from it and you do it again and again and again, like, you could say that that's motherfucking purgatory, because you're trying to teach yourself a lesson and you're convinced that you haven't learned it yet. You're gonna do it again until you learn. And so in the here and in the now, like, I am aware that I'm capable of feeling anger and resentment, and I'm capable of sinking into some very, very heavy emotions. Despair, you know, hopelessness, nihilism. But that's just not who I am. And yes, I'll have my moments of melancholy, the moments sense of nostalgia, but I look at them in a very loving way, because this is where it's brought me, all of those things. The whole scope of who I am and what I am culminates to the fact that in every cell, every piece and inch of me is nothing but love. And I know it sounds cheesy, but like, that's just it. And I'm done fighting it. I'm done acting like that's not the absolute truth for me. Like, I'm full of love. I'm full of a lot of love. I'm full of a lot of emotions, and there's a lot of depth there. You know, the depth of my love and my emotions is so motherfucking deep that it could drown a person. And that scares them sometimes, I know, because it scares me. But, like, you know, I like adventure. I like adventure, and I like living the way I am and the way that I will be. And that's just it. And when we stop worrying about the things that divide us, and you start seeing yourself in everyone, and you start noticing, you can call it synchronicities, the way that things just feel so magical sometimes, and you realize that it's all coming from you, like, that shit's pretty fucking intense. And if you get it, you get it, you know. And if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. Like, I hope you come to understand it. I hope that this doesn't just sound like craziness to you. But alas, I have no control over that. That's ultimately up to you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.